Hey everyone, it's sharhondalynette and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be doing a August TBR list. I have a lot of books that I want to read. I have a lot of new books. I have some old books that I would like to read. Both romance, thriller, horror. I have ebooks, physical books, but I think that I'll focus more on the physical books this time around and maybe like 2 ebooks, because I'm mostly focused on my physical books right now because I got into a habit of just reading Kindle Unlimited books and it was an addiction. Of course, Kindle Unlimited is what got me back into reading during 2020. I read all throughout 2020, 2021, 2022, and now it's 2023, and I've only read 16 books so far because a lot of stories have they're really similar. So I'm trying to get back into my physical books and get more excited about reading in general. So let's get started. Okay, so here I am, obviously in a different shirt, and it's obviously not light outside, as you can see by my light over here and my light over there. So I'm refilming this for the 4th time now because there is something wrong with my SD card and it would not let me download the video to iCloud. It wouldn't let me download it or import it from my camera to my computer. Nothing. So we're recording this again. So the first thing I have is not a book. This is my new book journal that'll last me at least until next year, probably more than that, I think. So basically there is a section, an index, where I can just write down any books that I currently have. Then there is a reading list where I can put all of the books that I should want to read in the future. And then they have the section where you can review the book, so what you thought about it, who the author is, genre, page numbers, what your review score was, how enjoyable was it, and things of that nature. And then on this side right here, it's just a blank page where you can write any other notes that you may have about said book. So our first book is one that I picked up today, and it is In the Weeds by B.K. Boris, and I really like this cover. I don't think I have any books in this orangish color, so that's new for me. And so I didn't even read the synopsis when I picked it up. I just read this top part, and it says, a grumpy farmer and a no-nonsense social media influencer have another chance at love in this charming romantic comedy. And that sold me because I haven't read any romantic comedy, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I have. Because, I mean, there's some romance in Teen Titans, but it's not romance. It's not the focus. So yeah, I guess this is my first romantic comedy, and I'll read what it's about. Basically, it says, Evelyn St. James isn't the kind of woman you forget. Beckett Porter certainly hasn't. One incredible weekend in Maine, he's officially a man distracted. He's not unfamiliar with hot and heavy flings, but Evie wove some sort of magic over him during their tumble in the sheets. He can't stop thinking about her laugh, her hand pressed flat against his chest, her smiling mouth at his neck. So when she suddenly appears on his farm as part of a social media contest, he is confused. He had no idea that the sweet and sexy woman he met at the bar is actually a global phenomenon. When Evie disappears again, Beckett resolves to finally move on. But Evie, who has been feeling disconnected from her work and increasingly dissatisfied with life online, is trying to find her way back to something real. She returns to the last place she was happy, Lovelight Farms in the tiny town of Inglewild. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the hot farmer she spent 2 unforgettable nights with. This sounds like it's gonna be good. This sounds like it's gonna be really good. And according to the bottom there's some exclusive content in it as well, so I'm excited to get into this. This seems like it's going to be really good. So this is book number 1 on my TBR. Okay, book number 2 is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. And again, this is another one that I picked up today. I think that I've seen this before on Book Talk, but I got it at Costco. And I normally don't see a lot of romance books besides Colleen Hoover, and it's a no for me. But since I saw this one and the other one, I picked these two up, especially because it looks like they have women of color on the front. So okay, this one says Chloe Brown is a chronically ill computer geek with a goal, a plan, and a list. After almost but no unique dying, After almost but not quite dying, she's come up with 7 directives to help her get a life. And she's already completed the first, finally moving out of her glamorous family's mansion. The next items: enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have a meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. But it's not easy being bad, even when you're written step-by-step guidelines to how to do it correctly. What Chloe needs is a teacher, and she knows just the man for the job. Redford Red Morgan is a handyman with tattoos, a motorcycle, and more sex appeal than 10,000 Hollywood heartthrobs. He's also an artist who paints at night and hides his work in the light of day, which Chloe knows because she spies on him occasionally. Just the tiniest bit. But when she enlists Red in her mission to rebel, she learns things about him that no spy session could teach her, like why he clearly resents Chloe's wealthy background, and why he never shows his art to anyone, and what really lies beneath his rough exterior. I think this is gonna be sweet. I think this is gonna be really sweet. We know that he doesn't like her background at first. I don't think it's quite gonna be enemies to lovers. I think that it's just gonna be kind of grumpiness surrounding his overall feelings for her. And then as it goes on, it will get more lovey-dovey. So yeah, I have never read anything by Talia Hibbert before, but I know that she wrote, what's that book? Unfairly Cute? Is that the book I'm thinking of? I think that's the book because I've seen it on Book Talk, and it also has a black plus-size female lead. I think that's her. So yeah, this is book number 2. Book number 3, I've already started reading it. This is from a previous book haul. It is Supermarket by Bobby Hall. Basically, if you haven't heard of Supermarket before, Supermarket is about a guy named Flynn. Flynn is feeling stuck. He's still in his hometown. Many of his friends have already left to go to either college or have just moved from the state onto bigger and better things. But college isn't for him. School's never been for him, and he was living with his mom. Then he got a job at the supermarket. His girlfriend broke up with him, and as I said, he's working at the supermarket. Things are just okay. He's just gliding through life. Nothing's out of the ordinary, and then strange things start happening at the supermarket, and this is the story of that. So yeah, we are going to be following Flynn. I'm only 2 chapters in, and so far it's just about his life and the mini synopsis I just told you. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to spoil it for people who are maybe going to read it, but this is going to be a future reading vlog. So yeah, I'm liking it so far. Book number 4, another romance, again from a previous book haul. This is Olivia Dade, All the Feels, and basically this is about a actor whose career is not making a splash. It's actually, his image is going, and so what's her name? Lauren, she gets hired. Is it Lauren? Yes. Lauren gets hired to help him with his image, get people like back in his, well, get him back in people's, is it? Get him back in people's good graces. Yes. I'm after the 4th time explaining these books, my head is elsewhere. But she's helping him get back in people's good graces, and it's all going well until something big happens. After that something big, his image takes a again, and she gets fired, or almost fired, I think, and then they take a trip somewhere. I think it's San Francisco is what the synopsis said. They're taking a trip, and he wants to show her that she is what he's looking for, and he's going to try and do anything to show her that he'll just do anything for her. So yeah, that's what the synopsis was about basically, and I'm excited for this one. I haven't read anything about actors before, so this is the first one, and we're gonna see how Alex and Lauren do together. So that is book 4. So book number 5, I have read one book by this author before and I loved it very much. So I decided to get this book in 2021, and it's been sitting on my bookshelf because I haven't had time to read it. And now I decided that it's finally time to try and read this book, and that is The Supernatural Enhancements by Edgar Quintero. And basically this one is about this mansion. The previous owner of the mansion, he self-unalived, and after he did that, I guess a couple comes and they take ownership of the mansion. I'm not sure if they're like his family or what, but it's a woman named Niam and a man named A, and they're quite weird. And they're like trying to figure out why he committed self-unaliving. Is there a story behind that? And then they find out these secrets that lie within the mansion about things that he was doing, as well as just other things. So yeah, that's what it's about. I thought that it was good from the synopsis, and I also bought this because of the mixed media aspect. Like, let me see if I can flip through and find some parts. So there's like parts like this. Like, it has lots of mixed media parts, so it's not just regularly written. And so I thought that was a pretty cool concept, so I picked this up, and this will be on my TBR. Book number 6, also from a previous reading vlog, is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Marian Zapata, my bad. And basically this book is about Vanessa and Vanessa and Aiden. And Aiden is of course, football star, and Vanessa is his personal assistant. And Vanessa has been doing everything but has not been feeling very appreciated, so one day she decides to quit. And after she quits, Aiden shows up at her door and is trying to beg her to come back, and she's like, why would I come back? You don't show me any appreciation. I worked for you on my birthday. No happy birthday. No acknowledgement of me when I'm around you. So like, why would I want to come back? And then he like kind of throws a curveball at her and explains to her that there's more to her job description that's going to be coming, and it's going to be even more outrageous. So I want to find out what that is. Like, is there like fake dating? Like what? So yeah, that is why I put this on my TBR, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I need some more fun in this August month. And I don't want to read all of my scary books because I want to save those for October. So yes, this is book number, what, 6 now? Okay, book number 7. we have always lived in the castle, and basically this is about this girl named Catherine and her older sister Constance. Catherine is very weird. She's always wanted to be a werewolf, and she's sad that she unfortunately can't be one. And the things that she likes, well, she dislikes washing herself, dogs, and noise, and she likes her sister, and Richard Plantagenet and the Death Cup mushroom. Those are the things she likes. And then she tells us that all of her family is dead. And the thing I want to know is, why are they dead? How are they dead? How did they die? And what does a castle have to do with anything? On the cover, we see that, if it would focus, like all of these people in the background, except for like the little boy, they look kind of like, what's going on? Or, I don't like you. And then you see that Constance and Catherine are together with the cat. And Constance looks extremely uncomfortable with what's going on, and it's like she's hiding behind Catherine. And then we see these people and they look extremely mad. So is there something supernatural going on? Are Catherine and Constance not quite human? Because we see in monster movies all the time that the angry mob gathers and they usually chase out the monster. So yeah, this is book number 7. Okay, book number 8 is a classic for most people that they've probably read in elementary and middle school. I have never read the book, but I have watched the movie many times, and that is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. And basically, if you don't know Coraline, Coraline is the story of this girl who moves with her family. Her mom and dad, they are authors, I think. At least that's what they were in the movie. And basically they work so much that they don't actually have enough time to spend with Coraline. They don't eat the greatest food because her mom isn't cooking and her dad just cooks whatever. And so she's really bored. She's walking around the house. She discovers that there are loads of doors and windows in the house, but this one door in particular is locked. When she begs her mom to find the key to unlock it, she unlocks it, the wall is bricked up. But then when she goes to discover it at night, the door is no longer bricked up, and it's a tunnel, a portal rather, to another world, the other world, where there's the other mother and other father who are very, very nice to her. But there's a catch. In order for Coraline to stay there, she has to do something for them. So I wanted to read the book to see if it is anything like the movie, if they've changed anything, like they usually change parts of books for the movie. So yeah, book number 8. Okay, book number 9 is She Is a Haunting, and this is the author. I don't want to butcher her name, but as I said in my book haul, extremely pretty cover. And this is about a girl named Jade. Jade goes with her father and sister to Vietnam, where her dad is working on fixing up this colonial house. She just wants to go there, show that she's a good daughter, so that she can get the money needed for college, so she can go back to America and just live her life. That's what Jade wants. And while she's there, strange things start happening that shouldn't be happening inside of the house, and she sees this ghost bride who keeps telling her not to eat. And I thought that it would just be really interesting type of thriller horror. I'm expecting maybe some cultural horror as well as like horror. But yeah, I'm really excited to start reading this. Book number 10 is Secret Garden of Yanagi Inn, and this is basically based on the Secret Garden. And basically this is about this, is she a photographer? This is an adult retelling of the classic children's book The Secret Garden, about an American woman who, while mourning the recent death of her mother, travels to Japan to photograph a dilapidated traditional inn, only to find herself mysteriously tied to the inn's haunted past. So yeah, I got this in an unplugged book box and I have yet to read it, but since spooky season is approaching, I decided to add this to my TBR. I don't know much about it except for that it's based on The Secret Garden, so yeah. And the last book for my TBR for this August is A Lust for Blood. And so A Lust for Blood, let me get the names of the two main people right, is about Oriana and Garen. Oriana has these powers. She wakes up one day and she sees bodies and blood littered around her, and she discovers that she did that. So in order to keep everyone else safe from her, she decides to create this, I guess it's like a, think how goodness, Maleficent created the wooden fortress for the woodland. She does the same thing, but to protect people from her so she won't hurt anyone else. And fast forward a few, we have Garen. Garen is a demon hunter, and he hears about this demon or monster that's in the wood, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hunt this. So he goes in the wood to find it, and then he finds Oriana, and they connect, and I guess there's secrets and a whole bunch of other stuff that I have no idea about yet, but that is A Lust for Blood, and I'm guessing it will be kind of like adventure fantasy with some romance thrown in, so yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, another thing, I want to show you the covers of this one and the Yanagi-in one, because they are special covers. So here, A Lust for Blood, we have the moon, a heart, surrounded by some trees. We have the one red tree. And then on the back, we have, I'm guessing this is rain, but I'm not sure. And then we have a person holding something, I'm guessing a heart, and the grass. And it looks like there's blood under the grass. So yeah. And then the Yanagi-in one. Oh, I forgot the sprayed edges. This also has sprayed edges. Look how beautiful the winding road is and the people. And more moons. And let me take the dust cover off this one. And here we have a tree. And on the back we have sun and clouds. And then the sprayed edges. Look at the end right there. It's clouds, flowers, and what is that? Another crane. And the bottom is clouds, flowers. So yeah, those are all of the books for my TBR for August. I'm really excited to get reading, especially with the romances, because I have been reading a lot of my Kindle horrors because they're just there, easily accessible for me when I'm at work. But yeah, that is my list for this month, and let me know what you guys are going to be reading this month down below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!